Mofongo is the edible soul of Puerto Rico, a dish that transforms the humble green plantain into a culinary masterpiece of texture and history. To understand this iconic mound of golden goodness, you have to look past the plate and into the centuries of cultural collision that defined the Caribbean. At its core, mofongo is a study in simplicity. It begins with the green plantain, a fruit that is firm, starchy, and entirely savory. Unlike its yellow, sugar-filled cousin, the green plantain is a blank canvas. When sliced into rounds and dropped into hot oil, it undergoes a transformation. The exterior turns crisp and golden, while the inside softens just enough to be malleable. But the real magic happens in the pilón. This heavy wooden mortar and pestle is the heartbeat of any Puerto Rican kitchen. Inside, the fried plantain is crushed with a generous amount of garlic, a splash of olive oil, and the essential crunch of chicharrón, or crispy pork cracklings. The result is a dense, fragrant, and deeply satisfying sphere that serves as the foundation for an entire island's gastronomy. But where did this dish actually come from? The story of mofongo is a map of the Atlantic world. It is widely considered a direct descendant of fufu, a staple dish from West Africa. For centuries, enslaved people brought to the Caribbean carried the tradition of boiling and pounding starchy vegetables like yams or plantains into a smooth, dough-like consistency. When these traditions met the realities of life in Puerto Rico, they evolved. The Spanish colonial influence introduced the Mediterranean trinity of garlic, olive oil, and pork, which were folded into the African-inspired base. This wasn't just a recipe, it was a survival strategy and a cultural synthesis, blending the techniques of the African diaspora with the ingredients available under Spanish rule. Over time, mofongo moved from a rustic, home-cooked comfort food to the centerpiece of Puerto Rican dining. In the mid-20th century, as the island's culinary scene began to modernize, chefs started experimenting with the presentation. They realized that the dense, absorbent nature of the mashed plantain made it the perfect vessel for other flavors. The mound was hollowed out, shaped into a bowl, and filled with a variety of stews. Today, you will find mofongo topped with succulent shrimp in a Creole sauce, slow-cooked shredded beef, or tender chicken. The plantain acts as a sponge, soaking up the savory broths and juices of the topping, creating a perfect marriage of textures, the crunch of the fried exterior, the creaminess of the mash, and the richness of the stew. What makes mofongo truly special is its versatility. It is a dish that defies class and occasion. You can find it served in high-end restaurants in San Juan, garnished with fresh herbs and local seafood, or prepared in a small, roadside kiosk where the smell of garlic and frying pork greets you from a block away. It is a dish that demands to be eaten fresh, right out of the pilón, while the garlic is still pungent and the pork cracklings are still shatteringly crisp. Beyond the ingredients, mofongo represents the resilience of Puerto Rican identity. It is a reminder that even in the face of colonial history and forced migration, people found ways to hold onto their heritage while adapting to new environments. Every time a cook lifts the wooden pestle to crush the plantains, they are participating in a ritual that connects them to generations of ancestors who turned simple, hard-won ingredients into something worth celebrating. As you dive into a bowl of mofongo, you are tasting more than just starch and garlic. You are tasting the history of the Caribbean, a blend of African technique, Spanish flavor, and the enduring spirit of an island that knows how to turn the simplest things into a feast. Whether you prefer it stuffed with seafood or kept simple with just the garlic and pork, mofongo remains the undisputed king of the Puerto Rican table, a testament to the fact that the most iconic dishes are often the ones that tell the most complex stories.